This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Right, I think most of you guys are going to like this one because I'm not going to hold back. I want to go in on the sun. I want to go in on paparazzi. I want to go in on disingenuous people and idiots as well, okay? So we're going to cover a whole lot of bases on this one. Now, the Sun, of course, these guys have a history of being like paparazzi, anything for a headline. They have history of ruining people's lives, ruining celebrities' lives with their fake stories and whatever, and kicking people when they're down. These people have a history of it. And the Sun may not like me saying this one, but at the end of the day, this is what you do. So if you can give criticism, take it, all right? Outside of that, suck and nut. Couldn't really care less. Now, the Sun being the Sun, these guys, as I said before, these guys have a history of putting out stupid headlines just to do anything for a newspaper, okay? On the front page, you know, breaking news and blah, 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 and they're throwing somebody under the bus, okay? Much like the Sun, much like most platforms of news, a lot of these people work hand in hand to push out narratives to try and brainwash the average bear and make them think a certain way, okay? It's what these guys want to do. It's maybe a form of control, maybe. But the thing is, these guys have done things in the past, like the Hillsborough disaster. You guys will know about that or remember it, some of you guys, where these guys put out stupid headlines and come out with stupid comments. When Frank Bruno had a nervous breakdown, kick the man while he's down, you know what I mean? Rather than help him out and help anybody out with mental issues, they'll kick him when they're down. Bonkers Bruno and all this kind of thing, right? It's what these guys do. And of course, because Anthony Joshua recently lost, what they want to do is they want to put out like little stories about Anthony Joshua, and of course they want to kick him while he's down. This is what these guys do, because it does seem to be that even now, 2019, you still need to print newspapers. Yeah, these guys will put inside their stories, inside their newspapers, how people should look after the environment and do this and do that. Yet these guys are going out there chopping down as many trees as they can to print newspapers. 2019, do you really need to be printing newspapers? But we use recycled. Yeah, I'm sure you do, not always. Anyway, these guys just can't be trusted at all. And the writer of this article, John Hutchinson, so we're going to name you, as you're quite happy to name other people, so we're going to name you John Hutchinson, which I'll put the article in the description box for you guys go have a read. Had to have his little dig at Anthony Joshua as well, because Anthony Joshua lost. He can't help it. He goes hand in hand with the Sun, kicks somebody when they're down. Because a little while ago, Anthony Joshua, listen, he talks about how he lives a healthy lifestyle. He takes in as little sugar as he can. He cuts out coffee and all this kind of thing and the other. Actually, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get into what Anthony Joshua said a little while ago. All right. All of it's going to make sense as this video goes along. So this is what Anthony Joshua had to say about living a healthy lifestyle. Try to keep a good balance. This is the main key. Aim to keep balanced. I tried to stop drinking coffee as well because you spike and then you fall. It's a big downer. Keep a balance across the whole board in your day-to-day life. Cut out sugar, it spikes you up. Diet is a massive issue when it comes to mental health. You don't realise it. Not only what you are digesting with your food, but what you listen to and what you watch. You have to be careful what you take in across the whole board because it has a massive effect on your emotional state. Anthony Joshua's statement. So really what he's saying is he's just trying to be a little bit, well, he's trying to advise you, you know, live a healthy lifestyle. But the writer of this article had to put this little comment in right after that statement saying this. But living a healthy life didn't help him in his last fight as he was knocked out by Snickers-loving Mexican Ruiz Jr. So they have to have that little dig, don't they? Yet the Sun, these guys get exclusives with Joshua and Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn and all these kind of people. Yet they want to kick a man when they're down. You see, these people can't help it. As I said before, to become a member of the press, you've got to leave all dignity, all sense of humanity at the door and become an absolute scumbag. And not only that, they're putting out stories like this because some guy called Tam Fry, okay? And listen to his job title. He is the chairman of a campaign group called the National Obesity Forum. So in other words, he just made something up. Okay, he's a chairman of something. Is he really chairman? No, of course not. I mean, is it a business? Well, it shouldn't be a business, should it? If you're doing something about obesity, shouldn't it be for charity? But yeah, you can call yourself a chairman. Right, so what do you do? I mean, is this your way of not having to go out and work? Maybe, who knows, right? Anyway, this guy has said this about Anthony Joshua. Mr. Joshua, as well as being a hypocrite, is irresponsible. Sports personalities and celebrities have a huge responsibility to their fans when promoting anything injurious to their health. So that is Tam Fry's statement. So what he's talking about is the fact that Anthony Joshua has been on the brand of Lucozade, okay, helping to push sales for Lucozade. Why? Because Anthony Joshua gets paid for it. Okay, that's why Anthony Joshua's done it. But let's get into what it is that Tam Fry has said this. Tam Fry. Okay, yeah, you want to talk about obesity? All right. Anyway, what business is it of yours what it is that Joshua does or doesn't do? For me, I have a real dislike of busybodies. People who can't mind their own business. Okay, much like religious people trying to push their religion onto other people. Much like, say, vegans doing their protests. Listen, if people want to be vegan, be a vegan. If you don't, then don't. Mind your own business. Live your life for you. Much like if you're religious, live your life for you. If you are gay or you're heterosexual, whatever it may be, live your life for you. Keep it for yourself. Don't preach it to everybody else. But people like this guy, he wants to be a chairman of a campaign group for the National Obesity Forum. In other words, it's not a real job. But for him to say that sports personalities and celebrities have a huge responsibility to their fans when promoting things, well, they don't. They don't. Just because you want them to doesn't mean that they do. Why should they? Because they're a celebrity and because they get paid a whole lot of money because they're in the public limelight? What, automatically, is there some kind of secret contract where you have to be responsible? No, of course not. Joshua, not any celebrity, nobody has to be anything. Because you want them to be that way. Because you want them to lead by example. It doesn't have to be. There is no contract written that says that Joshua has to be responsible. In an ideal world, of course, all people who have some kind of platform, some kind of megaphone should, in theory, do that kind of thing. But they don't have to. So, yes, okay, so what Joshua was talking about before, where he's talking about cutting out sugar and doing this kind of thing. Well, first of all, Joshua is not a psychologist. He's not a health expert. He's not a doctor. He's not anything. He's a boxer, okay? So him talking about what sugar does to your mental health and everything, how does he know this for a fact? And anybody who listens to celebrities, you shouldn't listen to celebrities. You should always do your own research. Don't listen to Joshua. Don't listen to Tim Henman. Don't listen to Nigel Mansell. Don't listen to anybody. Take your own advice. Do your own research on things. But people know that what Joshua's talking about is he's going by what he lives by. But does he really live by that? Who knows? He could post out a picture of a fruit bowl. He could have all this kind of thing. And yet 2 minutes later, down the chip shop having a kebab. We don't know what Joshua's doing, okay? So don't listen to everything that you read or watch or whatever. Always do your own research, which is why I say here, even on YouTube, whatever I say, I do try and back up what I say in the description box. I'll put an article to this in the description box to back it up, to say that this is a story that I didn't make up, somebody else did, okay? So yeah, don't listen to celebrities, don't listen to Joshua, don't listen to anybody. But is Joshua being a little bit disingenuous about things, talking about how you shouldn't put sugar in and then putting out Lucozade? Because Lucozade has 4.5 teaspoons of sugar per bottle when the NHS recommend no more than 7 teaspoons of sugar per day. But the NHS are recommending that you should have some kind of sugar in you. Why? Because it keeps you going, all right? I mean, sugar on its own, not particularly harmful as far as I'm aware. Like fat on its own, not particularly harmful on its own. It's when you put it together, that's when you seem to have the problems. Again, listen, I'm not a doctor. Go do your own research. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So Joshua doing this for Lucozade. Who cares? He's getting paid. It's not like he approached Lucozade and said, hey, listen, would you like to use my face on your bottles to sell? No, they approached him. And this is exactly how it would have went. They'd have contacted his manager, who then got hold of Joshua and said, hey, listen, Lucozade want to put you on their bottles. And Joshua went, okay, cool. How much? And they said, oh, for X amount. And he went, cool. Yeah, no worries. What? Free money? You just want to use my image on your bottle? No problem. Go for it. And why shouldn't he? But again, a lot of people will jump on that, say, yeah, but Joshua, he has a responsibility, and Joshua's already getting money. Why does he need all that money for? Who cares how much Lucozade are offering him? He doesn't need that money. Well, so what? So what? He's getting money. People are offering him money. Just because you don't have money doesn't mean he shouldn't have money. If you was in his position, wouldn't you? But how much money is enough money? Well, however much money he deems is enough. I don't know. Listen, I'd love to have his bank account, but I ain't gonna. But I'm not gonna dislike somebody because they've got a whole lot more money than what I do. And they keep on getting offered more money from different brands like Under Armour and Lucozade and Lynx and whatever else. If you can do it, do it. It's like people hate on Eddie Hearn because he was born rich, because his dad was born poor. His dad built up like this empire, and Eddie Hearn was born into money. So people hate Eddie Hearn, which is ridiculous. So you hate somebody because you were born into poverty. Well, shouldn't you hate your own parents because didn't they fail you? Is that the truth of it? So you can't hate somebody for having money. You know, you try and do what you do in your life. Why are you not in the position of Joshua? You see, you can be, or you could have been, but people choose different paths in life. You do deal with the hand that you're born with at times. So Joshua to accept this money for Lucozade, why the hell not? But again, you have to cater for the idiot. Because the idiot in today's society needs catering for. Do you really need telling that there's sugar in Lucozade? Or any energy drink? Do you really need telling that there is? Do you need telling that sugar and fat together is not good for you? Because Lucozade is aimed at athletes, aimed at active people. Why? Because not only do you burn off what it is that you're drinking, because this thing gives you that little bit of a boost so you can work a little bit harder. So they're actually encouraging athletes to do more. For me, I cannot stand catering for the idiot. And today's society is too temperamental, too sensitive about things. Companies have to cater for the idiot. And what I mean by that, okay, there's a very, very well-known brand of home DIY equipment, like electric saws, for example. Okay, you get like a saw, you push the button, you push the wood across it, all that kind of thing. Some people got turned on by the saw and decided to flop it out and go near it and do whatever. It chopped it off. They sued the company because it didn't say in the packaging that you shouldn't do that. I mean, have you ever heard such a thing? And now these companies have to put into their instructions that you have to be careful with this thing. Don't put your bits and bobs near an electric saw. Why do you have to cater for these idiots? People have been known to be driving like these self-drive kind of things, okay? When you put them on like an autopilot, for example, like so it's no longer like a manual control, like cruise control. That's what I'm looking for, like a cruise control. These people thought that by pressing the button to go cruise control, to keep up the speed of what you're already going at, they thought that their vehicle will turn into Kit from Knight Rider. It will turn corners, it will stop at traffic lights, it will do whatever. They pressed this button, they got up, they went into the back of their van to make themselves a damn cup of coffee. In the process, the thing crashed. Okay? And then they decided to sue the company. You have to cater for idiots. You shouldn't have to cater for idiots. When you walk down the street, don't you look at where it is that you're going? If there's a pavement that's like a little bit high and you trip over it, isn't that your fault? You know, it's just absolutely ridiculous. People will do anything to sue anybody. You have to cater for the idiot. Much like going back to the Lucozade thing. Why do you need telling that there's sugar in this? You already know there's sugar in it. Anything that's going to give you some kind of energy boost is going to contain sugar. It's not complicated. And if Joshua wants to get paid for this, big up to him. And people who are creating these forums saying how Joshua should be responsible and shouldn't be doing this, none of your business. If you was offered that opportunity for the amount of money that he's getting offered, you would do it too, Tam, wouldn't you? Yes, you would. And the writer of this article with the Sun, being the paparazzi morons that they are, wants to come out with like these stupid headlines, how Anthony Joshua is a hypocrite and all this kind of thing, is ridiculous. Jealousy. Everything's about jealousy. Try printing something positive. Okay? Do your job and Print things to inspire people, to help people, but don't tell people what to do. It's like this Tam guy who wants of this obesity forum. People have a choice in their life whether or not they want to put sugar in their bodies or not. None of your business. People have a choice whether or not they want to walk into a chip shop. None of your business. People have a choice whether or not they want to eat a celery stick or a Mars bar. Their choice. Not your business. Keep your nose out of other people's business. But we care about humanity. We care. No, you don't. You don't. Stop saying this. I hate people who say that we care about the human race. We care about this. No, it's because you've got nothing better to do is what you haven't got. Nothing better to do. Get a real job. People know you put sugar in your body, you put fat in your body. Guess what? At some point, you put too much in, things are going to happen. And you're not going to like it. You're going to have heart attacks. You're going to have problems. It's like Joshua talking about mental health. Sugar contributes to mental health. Well, Joshua shouldn't be saying that because he doesn't know that. Not for a fact. Just because his mate down the pub told him that doesn't make it a fact. Even scientists have said, yes, it does. And then other scientists say, no, it don't. So even then, they don't know. So yeah, Joshua shouldn't be saying these things. Joshua shouldn't be preaching what he doesn't really know. But the fact is, paparazzi press, scumbags. Anything for a headline. Absolutely disgusting. Anyway, have I missed something out? Probably. Who knows? Anyway, article in the description box. Go give it a read for yourself. Is what it is. Click the thumbs up to this video. Subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.